and welcome to the Library of Graphic Literature with your host, Mistress Luna and Wallace Ryan.
Hello, how's everyone doing? It was a nice introduction there, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
You look very, very sparkly there tonight.
Thank you.
Yes, and I'm feeling very complex myself. So we got a couple of things we're going to do tonight. One, we're going to talk briefly about this, Mickey Mouse. There was some Mickey Mouse music. This is Mickey Mouse from Europe. The European. Actually, that's not that bad. So, and then we're going to talk about a Mike Mignola collection of Lobster Johnson. But we'll talk about the new book I bought this week, which is part of the Disney Masters collection. I love these. This is Disney stuff from Europe, so it's always a little bit more imaginative than your average, Disney fare that people are used to, right?
I've been watching their animation series that's newish, I guess. It kind of like resembles the old one in a way. It's like,
yeah.
I don't like what they did with Goofy, though.
No?
Not a fan.
You're not a fan?
No.
But yeah, I did love the new Mickey cartoon. I gotta say, it was one of the more fun cartoons I'd seen recently. I never was a big Goofy fan, funny. Although I did like Super Goof.
I love the Goof Troop movie.
Oh, okay, I didn't see that. But so this stuff is like, oh, look at it, check this out. It's all very, very different from what you'd expect for Disney. They were basically given a lot more license, and this is Trapped in the Shadow Dimension. Sorry, I didn't mention that. Mickey Mouse, Trapped in the Shadow Dimension. Andrea Castellana. I can't pronounce that. Anyway, Casti. He's a famous cartoonist, and there's some people who think he's right up there with Carl Barks and what's the name? Dan DiCarlo in terms of being great duck artists, right? And I have to agree. He's sort of the considered one of the really good Mickey Mouse artists more than anything else. So let's have a close look here. Yeah, there's some nice music there in the background. It has a sort of wilder feeling to it. The stories, like I say, just really, really strange. I love this cover too. Look. Well, that don't look like no Disney to me. All right. Using interdimensional travel and stuff like that. Come on. You got to be interested in this. Oh, and an Uncle Scrooge here. Check that out. I like his Uncle Scrooge, but I like his touch on the ducks. Very, very nice. Dun, dun, dun. But yeah, so this yet another volume in the Disney Master series has now entered the library. Yay! I'm still trying to read all the ones I do have.
So, I'm not sure if any of you guys have heard this story, but I've been telling Wallace, and he does not believe me. We have tried searching this. So, apparently, the best compliment that Charles Schulz has ever received was when, I think it was a mother probably wrote him in and said that their little boy liked the comics so much, and then, Charles Schulz sent a comic to the little boy, and then the little boy ate it, and apparently it was the best compliment that he ever received. And I need someone to confirm this.
I've been researching. I haven't been able to find it so far, but you never know. Well,
is it made up? Is it a rumor? Is it true?
Is it, or is it just an urban legend?
Was it the best compliment he ever received, that someone ate his comic strip?
It could be, or it could be he was at a convention. Who knows, right? But you never know. It could be. It's like the Batman creator, co-creator Bob Kane getting slapped at a comic convention, right? By another comic book artist. Turned out to be true. Anyway, has all the new books this week. But I do have a slightly old book to talk about.
Do you?
Yeah. What I call this, I got a special name for this portion of the show. This is called the OUTER Mongolian. The OUTER Mignolian. Sorry, Mignola-Verse. There I was trying to be very fancy, but the OUTER Mignolian series. And in this series, what I'm going to be doing is talking about books by Mike Mignola from what's called the Mignola-Verse. And this week's, now these are all books I've just recently read, including this one I recently read. And I think you'd like this, actually. This is like a really pulpy type of 30s type of comics, right? So I think you'd like it. Anyway, here we go. It's Lobster Johnson. This is volume 1. And this was a great book. I loved reading this. Most of it is written by Mike Mignola and John Arcudi. And then there's just a bunch of different artists doing different stories. But it's a great volume worth getting. I actually even made some notes myself. The Hellboy, Lobster Johnson first appeared in Hellboy, Box Full of Evil in August 1999, and it had its own first series in 2007. Now this book goes by, I think, seems to be going by the chronological order of the stories rather than which one went first, because they're all over the place.
Hold up. Show them what it looks like.
Iron Prometheus was the first, but it's not in this volume, so it must be.
What era is it?
It's 1930s, so just before the war. And there's this guy, the Lobster.
Before the war?
Yeah, before World War II. And this guy, Lobster Johnson, he's kind of like he's a crime fighter or corruption fighter, and he's out there not only stops crime, but he wastes really evil people and all that, and leaves them branded with this claw mark on their foreheads or whatever, right? So he's a really cool sort of, I guess, an anti-hero way back when there weren't anti-heroes. He reminds me of the Shadow in a way, but just a lot meaner. The Shadow crossed with the Punisher. How's that? Now the artwork in all these too, by the way, is fabulous. This one, let's see now. We're going to I figure we'll talk. The artist himself, I can never pronounce his name properly, so forgive me when I butcher this. Tansy Zonjik. The artist, he does the first one in this, The Empty Chair, which is just a little short about some bad guys trying to frame the lobster. Anyway, it doesn't end up good for them. So when the lobster kills them, he catches them, he kills them. Anyway, then it goes to The Burning Hand. This one's pretty good. I mean, these remind me of the real pulpy 1930s. This could be a 1930s movie, but it's bizarre. This one has, what is it? Starts in 32 with Lobster Johnson. He's laying siege to the underworld, and they don't like it a bit. And there's one guy, Ernie Wall, the mob boss, who consistently tries to take him out, so he hires all these mystical freaks and strange people to try to kill him. But in the end, Lobster Johnson prevails. But this mob boss, he gets away in the end. It's just like, geez, after seeing the lobster kill all these other minor villains, how could he ever let that guy get away, right? But that's a great story. And then it follows up with a couple of little short story type of things. Caput Mortem. This one was, let's see. Oh yeah, this is one where he fights someone to the death on a blimp. There's two stories actually in this that involve blimps and him fighting people on blimps and saving the world type of thing. In this one though, he manages to, I think, yeah, he does get off the blimp before it goes down. I don't even know if it goes down. Anyway, cool blimp story. Then next, Satan smells a rat. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Those titles? They're pretty cool. With the Satan, that one is, it's by this guy Kevin Nolan. I love his art. It's very precise looking, right? I'll show it to the people.
You better.
Yeah, I better. There you go, people. Kevin Nolan on this beautiful, beautiful art. And this is one. This.
What else is he known for?
Geez, he did some stuff with Alan Moore, and he's done stuff for DC and Marvel, I do believe, right? But yeah, love his artwork. And this is one where some guy is kidnapping bombs and using them in medical experiments. Down bit there now.
Just giving you sound effects.
Oh, okay. They kidnap homeless people and they experiment on them, which of course is not nice of them.
This is screams of homeless people.
And in the end, the lobster strikes and does away with them. Then after that is another one called, and love that art on it, right? Is Tony Masso's Finest Hour. Now this one is about Lobster is hunting down Tony Masso, who beat a.
I seen that look. It was a look of death.
He tracks down this mob boss who got away with murder, and the mob boss gets this magician to turn him into some kind of monster or whatever, and he says to him, he asks the magician guy to turn him into a monster that will defeat Lobster Johnson, and he does, and the monster defeats him, but he can't kill Lobster Johnson. That was the secret of the spell that the magician cast to screw him over a bit, I guess,
He's
right?
immortal.
Yes. And no, well,
You get to watch all his loved ones die in front of him.
No. When the moment he defeated Lobster, though.
Oh, so he wasn't immortal for long?
He turned to stone because he'd wished to. All he asked.
Wait, so he gets turned to stone?
Yeah. Well, the wish.
Immortal?
Yeah, the wish.
So technically, he's still immortal. He's just stone.
No, he crumbled.
You're saying stones don't have souls?
No, listen. So he crumbles. That's the thing. The wish was to defeat the lobster, which he did, but the moment he defeated him, that's when he turns to stone, because it's like, well, you got your wish, zap, and he turns to stone. So kind of cool ending, right? Geez, what other ones are there? There's, A Scent of Lotus, which is, it's him involved in Chinatown, and he ends up fighting this, have a look at this film here. It's really creepy looking, and he has these monkey henchmen with him, there. And he has these weird monkey henchmen with him. And anyway, he tries to kill Lobster, of course. Like everyone seems to want to kill him, right? Anyway, Lobster Johnson wins in the end. See him there? He takes out. I think he kills him and his little monkeys too. Yeah. But yeah, great series, great art, great writing. Love the writing.
Next, I'm glad you like it.
Next is the prayer of.
I bet you say that about all the books.
I do. You know that too. Next is the prayer of Neferu, I think it is, and this is I thought you'd like this one. It's a real Egyptian type of thing where this woman thinks she's going to be a queen of the Egyptians and brings a mummy to life, but the mummy attacks them and in the end, Lobster lobs a grenade at the mummy, and he's gone. That's it. Sing it there. Then there's a big one, which is a sequence called "Get the Lobster."
Yeah.
And it's all about their. It starts with this wrestling pair who are. This little demon guy and this big Russian bear type of guy, and they're wrestling in some arena somewhere, and they just go in totally insane. They start killing people, shooting people, and then they go on the rampage. And of course, who has to come along and save everything? but the lobster, and it's pretty good though. And of course he has to take on some cyborgs, and oh god, it just gets worse and worse for the poor old lobster. And it's funny because while the police are trying to hunt him down, there's all these bank robberies start to happen, and crime goes rampant in the city, and so they finally end up, okay, let's deal with the real problem. And so he ends up, there's a crooked cop who ends up getting killed right there along the way, and then the cops realize that, okay, the real menace were these other guys, and it wasn't Lobster Johnson. So, here he is taking on these cyborgs, one being a gorilla. So this is cool. This is what I like about this. I mean, they have cyborg gorillas, they have monkey minions, everything, right? There's just everything in this. Lobster Johnson is chock-a-block with adventure goodness, right? And yeah, and that's about. I think that's the main one. Yeah, and that was the main one. That ended with them blowing up a big Zeppelin. So very dramatic.
So blim.
Yeah. And so I mean, this is what I like about this, and a lot of the other, as I call them, outer Mignolian books. That's besides Hellboy and BPRD. He got all these other titles, but they're all in the same universe. But so I call these the Outer Mignolian books. So Lobster Johnson, this is volume 1. If I happen to get volume 2 while I'm still doing this, because it's going to take me a while to read through all these books, I'll do that. But the next one I'm going to do is one called Witchfinder, by the same guy, Mike Mignola and his crew. And what I like about the Witchfinder, it kind of reminds me of, it's like a 18th century X-Files in a way. So it's kind of cool. So that's it. So out of 10, how much would I give this? I think I'd give this at least 9 out of 10. I'm not shy about giving 9 out of 10. This deserves it. So if you haven't already, run out and buy this book. Not only buy it, but tell them we sent them, right? I think, right?
Let us know what you think if you do read it.
Yeah. Now, me and Dennis shot we recorded a podcast earlier tonight, and you can check that out at Thursday Comics Joy Size. We talked about the 10 best DC and Marvel modern age artists. And my typies, my COMIX Positive, ends on Friday with, because I'm doing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday entries, with a look at Captain Marvel, one of my favorite captains. A lot of captains out there, he's the best captain of them all. Don't you think?
I don't know, Captain Canada does burn me out sometimes. Even though you have things to say, this is stuff, I'm after being like, what's going on, man, what's happening? And if you know what I'm talking about, you know the Captain Canada thing. It just freaks me out sometimes.
Yeah, Captain Canada freaks a lot of people out.
Like, what am I watching? What is he trying to say?
I don't know. Oh, people are still trying to crack that nut for years, right?
What does he know that I don't know?
Oh, it's what I don't know. I really don't know, right? I've never figured it out. So that's it. That's it for this week. Next week, like I say, hopefully, maybe a new book to do. If not, I'll try to have the Witchfinder, Volume 1 and Volume 2, to chat about. So for you Mignola fans out there, drop back and check us out. That's it. Play it. With that note, thanks for having us over, and keep on reading. Yay! Lobster Johnson. Wonderful. Simply wonderful. Simply gorgeous.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's actually sucking right now.
Thank you.